Hello everybody and welcome to qualifying here at Japan. Japan, as we all know, is a very challenging race of the season with this track holding high-speed corners and complex corners, making it a very exciting race for the season and for the fans and drivers as well. And with many possibilities waiting to happen. 18 corners make up this incredible figure-of-8 Suzuka track, which with 10 turns to the right and 8 to the left, which makes up a distance of 3.6 miles. An average lap speed here are fairly quick. If this track stays dry, expect somewhere of the region of 136 miles per hour, and having only one DRS zone on this track, making it harder for overtaking opportunities for the drivers. The last two seasons here at Suzuka, Harry back in season 1 took pole with his teammate joining him on the front row, making it a 1-2 for Red Bull. Following later in that race, Rikvik took that win, following Harry and Perez taking P2 and 3. That's it for me, handing it back to Dan now.
Oh, what a great intro once again by Peter, carrying the whole video as per usual. I hope you are all ready for some awesome, amazing DFL action. You may have heard Peter at first, but you are stuck with me today. Yes, we are going full circle. This is season 1 and season 2 vibes all over again. It's just me, it's me and you guys watching this race together, and what a great time it will be. But what an interesting race we have in store for all of you. We have 8 drivers today. We have Bradley, we have Jamie, Harry, Charlie. Then you go down a bit more, you have Callum, George and Preston. And also, as you may see, Peter is also joining us in the Alfa Romeo today. He actually have some confirmations for you guys that you want to hear about, to be honest, you know, season 4 and everything, you know, because who doesn't want to hear about some season 4 stuff, you know. So we do have some confirmed drivers who are confirmed in their teams and everything. And that list is as follows. Going in the Aston Martin for season 4 will be Preston and Callum. So Callum stays there and brings his old teammate to Aston Martin. Heading back to Red Bull is Charlie and Harry, of course, former teammates in season 1 in Bahrain and Jeddah. So interesting link up to see whether they can truly make it work next season or not. That'd be the interesting question. Going to Alpine replacing Charlie, there of course is George and Peter together. So the two people in the Alfa Romeo today will be in the Alpine in season 4, and then in the Mercedes will be Bradley, in the McLaren will be Jamie, and in the Alfa Romeo will be Jake. So what an awesome lineup we have for season 4. Hopefully we get more and more people, but who knows what will happen. But however, as you can hear, my voice is slightly croaky today. It's not great to be the vid that you're left alone at, but you know, Peter wanted to race. I said, it is what it is. I wanna do this one time, you know, just on my own, just chill, you know, with you guys, just like season 1 and season 2. I want to have that moment in season 3 again. So here we are. We're gonna enjoy it as the guys are all wrapping up their times now. Peter, I'm having another moment. Charlie, see, I'm already making mistakes. Charlie, we're coming in with a 131.846, getting that provisional pole position. Can anyone beat him to the punch on that pole position or not? That is the true question. You're going to have to wait around. Sadly, Harry is not successful, coming in with a 132.461, but Preston beats Harry and takes that P2 position with a 132.098, split by only 4 tenths, or less than 4 tenths of a second. That is just maddening. Bradley goes P5 with a 132.464. If only that 6 was a 3, and that'd be absolutely perfect. And we go down quite a bit. You have Jamie in P13 with a 139.447, and Callum in P14 with a 140.488. What on earth has gone on with those two? I really do not know, to be honest. Something has happened, you know. they're not getting the full power out of their engines. You know, they're not really hitting the ground running this race. You know, it is Japan maybe like a weak track to them. All the drivers have said they will spin here today in Japan, because Japan is just a very spinnable track. But who knows how it will end? You'll have to wait around and see how it ends. You know, because why the hell wouldn't you? Maybe like and subscribe whilst you're at it. But yes, people, the Alphas are now en route to complete their laps as well. Got not too much left. So we are going to what? Oh no, actually Peter's gone in, so he won't be finishing a lap. But George will be. What time is he going to get? He gets a purple sector 2 here. Races alongside the Ferrari, trying to beat him out of the corner. What is going on there? Is that the AI or is that Harry? I'm not too sure there. But heading across the line now. That collision with the Ferrari will cost him, but it won't cost him 2 there with a 130.5. 1 to a whole second. Over 1 second in front of Charlie there. Will Charlie be able to respond here? Will Charlie come up with a new game plan to beat George? That is the question, people. But who knows? More scores are being set, but no people can beat the times that they are placed at. Now Jamie down to P14, Callum down to P15 as the AIs are ramping up their times. Peter is the only one yet to set a time. Has he spun out a bit? Who knows? Maybe you'll see a replay if I can get my hands on it, that is. But yeah, the fact in Sector 1 and Sector 2, it looks like possibly something happened with George here. I'm not too sure. Wow, no, that is a Ferrari. That is a Ferrari of Harry. He has spun out here. A very unlucky time for Harry, I will say. Definitely looking to push himself through those corners, pushing himself too much, potentially touching the curb and spinning it like his rear went mare. But do not discount him just yet, people. We all know what Harry can truly do. So do not count him out of this race, of this qualifying. Yet, people, you really won't want to. But can we just appreciate how this currently looks? George on provisional pole. Charlie sat at P2. Preston sat at P3. Harry sat in P4. Your top 4. And also, if we look at it currently, Charlie and Preston are only separated by 12 points in the championship now, with 3 races plus a sprint race left to go in this championship. After this race, it's going to go down to the wire, I'm sure of it, as Harry heads into the pits now. Peter looking to start his time lap here as he comes around the final corners now and heads to start his time lap, not going into the pit because there's no reason to. And here we go now. Callum down to P19, Jamie down to P18. I'm really not sure what's happened to those two. Very, very unlucky time, that is for sure. But Peter now trying to push the Alpha as much as he can. Of course, I believe a Ferrari powered engine, if I'm not mistaken. Probably wrong somewhere on that. Who knows? But yes, Peter trying all he can to push and push and push now to see what he can truly get out of this car, out of this F1 car. I don't know. I was going to go say something else cool there, but it didn't really work out, to be honest. A purple sector 1 here for Peter, showing everyone up potentially, beating George. Is that what is that his A game here? Potentially, is he going to show everyone up by getting his first win? I mean, he's confirmed for season 4 alongside George. What a great way to start, you know, showing everyone up. Then in season 3 where you've just confirmed yourself. I mean, you know, but now Peter is about to finish his sector 2. Will he be getting a purple sector 2 or not? Is a purple sector 2 as well. That's a purple sector 1 and a purple sector 2. He is looking like on for a great time here. A 122.23 still piling up. He's looking to beat for 130.3. Can he do it? 120? No, he doesn't. He sits in P2 with a 130.575. How close is that? That is absolutely maddening. That is 6 hundredths of a second off of George. this is like season 1 and season 2 all over again. I mean, you've got me on commentary, you've got close racing. It's like, what the hell's going on? But now Charlie looking to see whether he can beat George and Peter's times now. But it's really not looking like it. I just realised he's in the 4-minute zone, so there's no way that's happening. He's heading into pits now. Preston and Harry now coming back out to see what they can do. Yeah, I've only just seemed to learn, when you push your voice so much, when it's gone and you just keep pushing it, it tends to hurt a lot. But now, in my temporary, misdirection, Callum has now turned up and taken that P5 position with a 132.158, only 1/10 of less than that. 600ths of a second. I had to do quick maths there. But yeah, 600ths of a second off of Preston here. That's absolutely maddening. The only one now not close to the top is unfortunately Jamie. What is going on with him today? He's just seemingly not getting the times through those corners he needs to be getting. Could he be looking at improvement lap here though? I don't think so. He's already reached the 123s coming into this corner. It's going to, actually no, he may be able to do it, to be honest. 127, 128, 29, 130, and he bounces up to P3. That is an utter game changer. Well done to Jamie, as Bradley also takes out P3 with a 1.423, only separated by 500ths of a second off of Jamie, and a bit more than that off of Peter. But Bradley does spin, very unfortunately, now into Sector 1. He'll be looking to get back on track safely and beat some more times potentially, who knows. But all 8 drivers are now closely compacted. Who will be able to stand out in this race? Who will be able to beat who? Challenge who? This will be a fight you will not want to miss. As I said, people have been talking all day saying they're going to spin out, spin out. I have utter confidence that this could be an absolute banger of a race. You just never know. Really. Yellow flag in Sector 1 and Sector 2 here. I will say that lap. Well, it says lap 4. It's not lap 4. It's not the race yet. 4 minutes left. Oh, Preston spun. Showing for anyone can shoot it. Oh, disqualified from session for Bradley. Parked in a dangerous location. That Bradley will not be happy about that. He is sent straight to the bottom of the grid because he did not move off that grass. A very, very unlucky time for Bradley here. All 8 drivers were at the top, and due to being parked on the grass for so long, I don't even know why he didn't move. He is now disqualified from qualifying and will start at the back of the race. A very unlucky time for sure, but now the guys still trying to wrap up whatever times they can. Harry got into pits. Charlie looking again to get on, to build up on his time, beat Harry, beat Jamie, maybe take the fight to the Alfa Romeos. Who knows? Preston also looking to do the same. Callum looking to do the same. But they are all closely contended right now. Even Bradley was closely contended. But 8 of them was so closely contended. If it wasn't for Bradley getting disqualified, I would have said he could have had a great chance here, to be honest. But yes, a definite, very unlucky time. 3 minutes and 34 seconds left to go here. We're counting down the time now. Who knows how this can truly go. We got some messages from the guys. We are back. I'm very, very sorry about that. Bradley was saying how it's quite unfair that he got disqualified. Apparently he could not move. The game bugged. It didn't let him move at all. He paused the game and then he disqualified it. It was a very unlucky time. And Jamie's retired from the session as well. What the hell is going on? Jamie drops down to P4. But what the hell is going on? First Bradley gets disqualified. And now Jamie DNS from quad. What the hell? That is maddening. But that is the end of qualifying. For all you people, I hope you enjoyed qualifying because you've got a goddamn race next. So, it's going to be even greater, I'm sure. But what an eventful qualifying session for all of you guys here today. As the guys are all finishing their laps. Harry's retired as well. Callum now potentially hoping to survive. Preston now coming to cross the line at a 127, 128. Can he beat any times here? And he takes P3 with a 130.922. Narrowly beating Charlie at the last hurdle. Callum is also looking for something now. With a 132, did he beat anyone? I don't think he did. He stays 8th. We'll be back with your leaderboard in a second, people. Do not miss it. And here we are for your quali rundown. You have Peter sat on pole position, which I didn't even notice. George in P2. Preston in P3. Charlie in P4, Jamie in P5, Harry in P6, Callum in P8, and due to a disqualification, Bradley is stuck all the way down to P20. A very unlucky time for Bradley, but no matter. We carry on, we march on to the Japan Grand Prix. Do not miss it, people. We'll be back right with you in 1 second. Do not go anywhere. Do not be late.
Man, I'm pole for the first time! Sue!
And here you are for the Japan Grand Prix formation lap. The first time I think we're having a formation lap when it's just me doing it. No, actually that's season 2, wasn't it? I can't even remember my seasons. But here we are. I hope you're all having a brilliant day. Welcome back to the DFL. And what a great race we could be in for. Hopefully we see Bradley come back up from the unlucky position of P20. He did manage to start P3, but he got dropped down to P20 due to lag and a disqualification from quali. Not a good time for the McLaren driver there. Peter, for the first time ever, sticks it on pole position here. George follows him closely behind in second, of course, his teammate for next season. Preston P3, Charlie P4, Jamie P5, Harry P6 and Callum P8. All of them are ready, willing and able to go and race today. If you are a wrestling fan, you may have got that reference. You just add a G instead of in front of the able, but that doesn't matter. We don't talk about wrestling here. This is F1, people, and here we go. What a great race we're in for. I hope you guys are ready for this, to be honest. It's going to be interesting with the gaps happening now. I mean, you've got to look at it. Callum and Bradley currently in a battle of themselves, and it is maddening the gap that we have on that. I mean, currently Callum on 79 points, Bradley on 82 points. You could argue the only reason Bradley's on top is due to his AI, but that is a rule. AIs, when you're not here, get your points. That is a rule that's we are getting rid of in season 4, but for this season, it's in there. So Bradley stays on top by only 3 points. So Callum will be looking for must-needed points today to overtake Bradley in the championship. Jamie potentially looking to catch up to George if he can, but I'm not sure how likely that is. I mean, George is 19 points ahead of him, so we'll see what happens. Harry sat in third place here with 210 points. Preston on 278 points. Can Harry still get second place? I don't think he can get first, but can he get second still? Who knows? That's the question. But the main event, of course, the main attraction right now is the first place battle. What might turn out to be Abu is the race for first place. Of course, separated by 12 points. Preston or Charlie will be looking to take that down soon, but it's 5 red lights, and it is lights out. And away we go for the Japan Grand Prix. I hope you are all pumping and ready for this race, people. It's going to be a great one. But, oh my God! George has been knocked down already. What the hell just happened? I just saw some collision, but I sort of missed it, did I? Don't know who he collided with, but George has been sent down to P7 now, looking for the overtake on Callum, but due to that, Charlie has jumped up to P2. Preston has gone down to P4, Jamie in P3, and Harry in P5. Callum, of course, in P6 now. Bradley unfortunately still in P20, but I'm sure he can come back up. Who knows? But yes, that is very, very true. Peter will be loving this. Not that his partner's gone astray, but he will be loving the fact that he is on pole. He's on pole position. He's in first place right now, but he does have the undeniable force of Charlie coming in. Can Charlie spread Peter a new one, as we say? No, I don't mean that. You know, Peter, a brilliant driver. Respect to him completely. Can Peter and Charlie have a brilliant battle? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But George is gaining on Callum now. He wants to overtake. Callum has gone wide now. George looking for it on the outside. Can't stretch for it enough. Now looking for it on the inside. Still can't go for it enough. Peter 7 with a 138.566. Nice one by Peter there. Now George pumping it up, trying to catch up to Callum with all he can. Can he get it on this corner? He's trying, but Callum, absolutely brilliant defending from him. The Aston Martin driver today, showing his absolute class and why he is in that Aston Martin seat. But if we pop down for just a second, Bradley has taken that P19 spot due to Mick Schumacher going into the pits. Bradley will be happy with that. A free position. He's got to be loving that for sure. Sorry about that. Sore throat, needing to cough. Not a good mix. The things I do for you guys, eh? But here we go. Still, George still not able to catch up to Callum. Harry trying all he can to catch up to Preston, but not being successful in that matter. Bradley trying to... Oh! Jamie spun already. He spun on sector 2 now. Many drivers going past him. He's gone down to P10, P11, P12 here. Will he go past any more? No, it doesn't look like Alexander Albon can take advantage of that. Jamie now sits P12, and upset for Jamie for sure. He'll be looking for redemption. He'll be looking to get back up and see what he can do. Now Peter sets another fast lap with a 134.305. Peter showing why he is on pole position here today in the Japan Grand Prix for sure, people. But we're going to take it back up because George has now got the overtake on Callum, and Harry's got the overtake on Preston because Preston has gone ultimately wide. A very unlucky time for Preston. Now with the Alpine of Fernando Alonso above that. Oh! Charlie's got P1. Peter, I'm not sure what's happened, whether he spun or not, but he's shot down to P2. Charlie now leads this race once again, showing his absolute class, why he is on top of this championship fight right now, looking to secure it in these next few races. Whether he can or not is another question, of course, but don't rule that out, I say. Now George is up to P4, Callum P5, Preston P6, Harry P3, Peter P2 and Charlie P1. Gone in that quite in a reverse, haven't we? Jamie P12 and Bradley still P19. So quite the mix of where people are. I know most drivers are up at the top, but still quite the mix nonetheless, I would say, to be honest. But we're going to head back up really quickly. You know, sometimes I was going to bring up a drink, but I completely forgot it, and now I completely regret it, to be honest. But anyway, back to the action. It looks like George may be catching up to Harry here. I believe DRS is now enabled. He's got the DRS, his flaps are open, and he's hunting down the Ferrari of Harry, potentially looking for an overtake. Can't stretch to it on this corner, but he's not giving up. He sees Harry in his sights and he wants it. Potentially looking on the inside, can't stretch for it. Now potentially would he look for it on the inside again? He still can't catch up to Harry. Problem is sector 1. What the hell has just happened? I saw someone just fly. P is down to P6 now. An ultimate upset for Peter here. What the hell? Oh my god. He has just slipped out. Oh my god, major chaos. He's caused direct damage to Alexander Albon. Albon's had to DNF because of it. What the hell has just happened here with Peter? I do not know. Does that have to be investigated? I don't know. I have to find out eventually. But we have a safety car here now, people. A flipping safety car due to what Peter just caused. This will be brilliant for the likes of Callum, Preston, and even Jamie especially, and Bradley. Bradley will be loving the fact it's a safety car. He can get back up now. He has his chance. Can he take advantage of it? Well, that's the question. We're on lap 4 out of 27, so we're slowly getting through this race. No, actually, I'm not going to bring that up, don't you worry. But, yes, I hope you are all enjoying this race so far. I know I am. It's been a great race so far, honestly. But what can happen here? I honestly don't know what to tell you. It is a full safety car for at least 3 more laps. Charlie in front, Harry gaining on him. It's all going to close together due to the safety car, obviously. So it's going to be interesting no matter what happens, I think, to be honest. Leave your predictions down in the comments, guys. Who's winning this race today? Who is it? And drivers, don't you dare spoil it. I know you're watching this. I know it releases 3 weeks later. Don't you dare spoil it. Come on. But yes, it is a safety car. Lap 5. I'm now at the lost for words I used to be. You know, back in season 1, season 2, where I had nothing to say under a safety car. Yeah, we're back at that stage now. But I mean, a lot of these guys have a chance now. Bradley especially, he's up to P16 now. Obviously, some guys went into the pits or just was going too slow, and the FIA was just like, right, we'll let him pass. Just let him overtake, you know. This is not a controversial overtake. This is a normal overtake. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. But I've only just noticed, I was hovering over him the whole time. Peter's down in P18. Obviously went in from wing repair under the safety car, being launched straight back to P18. At least it's not P19, you know. At least he's not last. But he will not be like him at P1 to P18. Not a great start to his Japan Grand Prix debut, I guess you could say, really. But nonetheless, we keep going, and I cannot wait until we get back under racing conditions for this race. It will be so much better, honestly, when you're under racing conditions. And it's just so much more nicer. You know, being under a safety car is boring. Everyone's going slow. You know, you get what I mean? I don't know. It may sound stupid. Who knows? But a lot of these guys will now be thinking in their heads, how can I take advantage of this? How can I truly take advantage of this? The only person who can't take advantage of it is Charlie. He leads the pack. He leads the front of the race. But what can he do? You know, all he can do is try and get away. But if someone latches onto him, gets that slipstream, he could be done for. Again, he has the skill to survive. I'm not going to rule that one out. He is a very skilled driver. I'll give him credit where credit is due. But that doesn't mean people can't overtake him. You don't know, do you? But now, it is lap 6. Hopefully the safety car will be going in next lap, if this lap, if not the next. But who knows? Hopefully it'll be this lap. We all cross our fingers for it, of course. But you see, I've got my fingers crossed right now, people, for this safety car to go in. You know, I really have. But what can we say about this race so far? It's been maddening. I mean, you know, with the quali, Bradley getting disqualified. Peter now being sent from P1 to P18. What else happened? Jamie, of course, crashing in quali. Now Jamie down to P9. There's a huge crash at the start, wasn't there, between George that sent him down a bit. There's been quite a bit of action so far this race. I mean, I can see why people didn't really want to race this track. And the person who did, Peter and George, I mean, I know George is currently P3, but Peter's all the way down in P18. And can he get back up? I'm not doubting him. He can get back up. I'm sure of it. Any of these guys could do it. Bradley can do it as well. But it's whether he himself, as a driver, can pull it off here today in Japan or not. I just realised we were on the wrong Alfa Romeo driver. Not that great for when you're recording a video, may I say. But the safety car is in this lap. I was about to say we've not received a notification for it, but it is in this lap. So we're going to head back to Charlie. Of course, Charlie holding up the pack, taking it ever so slow, making sure this line is taken down to the pace he wants and nothing more, nothing less, so he can get the best start possible and get away from people. Oh, is it looking like it? Is he ready to go? And he's ready to go, and he punched it, and he's trying to get this gap. Can he build it? Harry seems to be catching up. Harry seems to have caught onto the slipstream just about, slowly catching up to Charlie. Well, I don't think it will be enough to catch up to him just yet, I will say that. Now, Harry on Charlie's tail here, and he will not get off his tail anytime soon, I'm sure of that. But we're going to head down quite a bit. Preston now on Callum's tail as well. We've seen these two in the past. We know that Callum may actually be letting Preston pass, you know. He may be conceding the place. I mean, maybe he thinks to himself, like, what's the point? I'm not fighting at the top. I'll let my old teammate go through, who is. Of course, we don't want to see that. We want to see battles, you know, like Season 1 vibes all over again. We want Preston versus Callum one more time. A proper battle. I mean, you didn't get to see it, but Silverstone, Season 1 was something else. The battle between both of them, I remember it clearly. It was the best race, and I was so upset I could not upload that race, honestly, I really was. But now Jamie may be looking for the overtake on Lando Norris. He was getting ever so close, but could not pull it back. But he seems to be pulling back that time now on Lando. Not giving up. Wants that P8 position. Can he take it? Looking on the inside of Lando now. Still can't. No, that was the outside, sorry. Still can't stretch it enough. But he's going for it. Oh, Jamie, what have you done? What have you done? What are you doing? I thought we were going to have a whole nother Singapore incident with Jamie. I was about to say, what the hell was he doing? But he seems to be looking for a 2 overtaking 1, but both AIs get ahead of him, and as Bradley's battling away with him now, Bradley has turned up to the action. Jamie, little collisions against Bradley, but Bradley has made his way through. So has Yuki Tsunoda on Jamie. Does Jamie have wing damage or something? I don't see it, to be honest. Maybe a bit of side pod damage or not. You know, something we can't see. Who knows? But Bradley up to P10 now. A great move by the McLaren driver. I will say that. But we're going to head back. Oh, no, actually, we won't head back up to the top because Peter, what a comeback. He's up to P14 now. Was P18, up to P14. A nice comeback by Peter. I will say that. Well done to him. He looks to be getting the overtake on Pierre Gasly as he does on me. Oh, my God. Oh, my word. What the hell just happened? Peter's DNF is caused another safety car. If we remember back to the last time Peter raced, he also DNF'd that as well. What the hell is going on with Peter? Will he potentially look to 5-second penalty for spinning in the pit lane for Harry? That's going to affect him a lot. That's what happens though when you don't use the almost a collision there, but of course ghosting is a thing. But if that was real F1, bang, you would have hit him. 5-second penalty for Hamilton for ignoring the yellow flag. See when they get penalties galore now. It's gonna be weird. But a lot of change to the grid order now. Fernando Alonso, Charlie's partner, has taken P1 now. We look down a bit. George in P3, stuck there. Obviously not pitted, staying on those hards. Bradley now P4, a major jump up due to all those pits as well. Charlie P6, Harry P7, Callum P8, Preston P9, Jamie P14 now. So still quite separated except that sort of middle group of guys. But a second safety car this race. A second safety. That's absolutely madness. I did not think that would happen, but here we are once again. I just don't know what has happened here. Peter is now messaging on the group, but I can't really look at it right now, to be honest. But an absolute upset for him, I will say that. I don't know whether that was a driver's fault. I don't think it was. I didn't see anyone else around Peter at that time. I don't know about you guys. Like, make sure to let me know if there was someone, because I may have just missed it. But from what I saw, there was no one else there. So it was an AI that did that to him through and through. You know, it was just a very, very unlucky time for him and Alfa Romeo. I will say that. But he has messaged me now. What has he said? What has he said? He wants to join on commentary. Why not? My throat is hurting. I'm happy to get him on commentary. You know, why the hell not? I have unmuted now, so he may join.
Hello.
Hello, you alright?
Yeah, a little bit frustrated, but it is what it is, unfortunately, with the AI.
I don't know what to say, to be honest.
I would have won this race. I'm telling you, I would have won this race. And I'm not even doing this because I feel like I'm cocky. I literally was the fastest man on the whole track.
Yeah.
I was quicker than everyone. Charlie, I was quicker than everyone, and I made that. And then I made that first mistake, and I thought, fine, okay, fine. And then I made another mistake, and then I made another one, and then I finally binned it with my wing. And then, okay, fine, I could recover from that, and I did recover from it until I got spun out by Gasly. But it is what it is, unfortunately, and I can't help that with the AI, but also, you know, I'm a little bit frustrated, but I am coming back season 4, and I am coming to dominate the sport.
Damn, are you going for the championship?
You know, I sure hope so. I sure give it a shot. I mean, you saw what I could do there, and you know.
I mean, at first you said you were going to help George. Is that changed now? You've seen what you can truly do.
Well, me and George both are. I'd say George is better overall, you know, but we both make mistakes here and there. And I think, you know, when he makes mistakes, I think, you know, I don't know. I think I kind of let the pressure get to me a little bit. I was a little bit nervous because I always get so nervous when I race in the league or something like, or race online, just because it's just so weird, and it's like, you know, it's like no mistakes essentially. So you got this pressure upon you just to perform well and not make any mistakes.
Yeah, I think it's just, it's added pressure, but once you get used to it, you're used to it, aren't you, really? So it will take time, but once you have cracked it, you'll be fine. But would you like to take this?
Yeah. I mean, you know, I'm gonna come back definitely in season 4, and I'm gonna drive. I mean, you've seen what I've done here. I've got my first ever pole in the DFL league. I'm actually stoked about that. I'm actually really happy about getting my first pole. I've been practicing so much on this track, and I knew that I was gonna do well on this track today.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear it, mate. I truly am. But the safety car has now got in, and we are racing once again under racing conditions. I hope you're all ready for an insane battle. We have Peter back on commentary. He's about to carry this whole damn vid once again, people. I shall let you take over for a bit if you want to. It's up to you.
Charlie now is chasing his championship rival, Preston. He is desperate to get past his championship rival. He is desperately trying to get past as quick as he can, because he knows he can get back up to the top after he's pitted, as he is on the hards at the moment. And you can see Bradley, he is currently behind George, and he is on the fresher compound and a lot quicker compound than George. But at the moment, George seems to be the quicker car and seems to do well. He looks to try overtake Hamilton. He is only 0.3 of a second behind. He is gaining. It's 0.2 of a second now. Will he try and make a move? He looks down the inside there for a second, and then he just backs out there because he knows it won't happen. But he seems to be closer through spoons. Now, will he get the exit he wants? Deploying that ERS down the back straight. Will he get this? Smooth on Hamilton. It looks like he's about to. He's going to go down the inside of Lewis Hamilton. They go wheel to wheel. George is in front, up into P2. Now he looks ahead to get Fernando Alonso. Now will Fernando Alonso. Bradley tries to send it down the inside, locks up and goes deep, but he's going to go off track a bit. But George is going to go around the outside and overtakes Bradley once again. That was a desperate move there from Bradley, but he was trying to get past George. You could just see how he dive bombed into that corner. Maybe something to do with brake issues, who knows. But at the moment, George is trying to get Fernando Alonso, but before that was even possible, Bradley dive bombs in.
Sorry about that.
Look down now at Harry. He is currently in P6. Preston is currently in P8 right now. He is 2 positions behind his championship rival at the moment. This is crucial for the championship. And Preston, if he wants to gain points here today, it's going to have to get past Mick Schumacher and Harry. Maybe something might go his way today, but Callum, he is in P9 right now. He has Lando Norris behind him and he is defending for his life at this moment. But as the two Hasses go wheel to wheel into their hairpin, Mick Schumacher sends it back out round outside and those two go wheel to wheel there for a second. But Mick Schumacher keeps his place there. But Preston comes through. He goes through. He now up into P7. He now looks to set his eyes upon Harry. But Harry is looking to set his eyes upon Charlie right now. Charlie looking to try and get Lewis Hamilton. But Harry's trying to get Charlie.
And what a battle we have across, no, not just battles we have across this field as Harry is charging it.
Deep. He locks up deep into that corner. He makes slight contact with
He's
gone round. Harry's gone through. He made slight contact there with Lewis Hamilton. Charlie up into P3. Now, Harry up into P4. This is great. It's Alpine 1-2 at this very moment. Fernando Alonso in first place. And then Charlie in second. Harry in fourth. Preston in fifth. And then Callum in 7th and Jamie 11th, and then George and Bradley P17 and 18 at the moment.
I will say, I will just bring up right now before we have nothing going on, but we've got to be very quick. Bradley, a very unlucky time this whole Grand Prix.
Yeah, I haven't seen what quite gone. I know he had a muddle, but Jamie, as we talk about having a muddle, he's had a bit of a muddle as well, and has now slipped his way down into P17. George moves up into P16.
And a very unlucky time for the 3 of them at the bottom today, I will say. But as we look to the top again, Harry seems to be gaining on Lewis Hamilton here, potentially looking for the overtake he so dreams and hopes for, because if he can get this overtake, he'll be back on that podium and fighting Charlie for that win once again. He's going on the inside of Lewis Hamilton here, pushing for it, and he gets that P3 position from Hamilton. A brilliant move by Harry. He has Charlie in his sights now. What can Harry do? That'll be the question you will not want to turn away for.
Yeah, definitely. Harry looking like the fastest man on track now. Charlie moves up into P1 right now. Harry up into P2. Preston P3. This is what he's been waiting for, and this is what he needs right now. Harry, Preston and Charlie all in the top 3, but don't exclude Callum. He's in the P4 right now.
He is, and although he hasn't been in top flight competition that much this season, he has been Mr. Consistent. Every single race he has scored points he has been in. That is consistency at its finest. You know, you can say, oh yes, he hasn't got a win. He's scored points every damn race. I don't think any other driver's done that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'd have to check if he's been consistent enough to every time he's appeared at his rate, like scored points. And I think that's a Red Bull of Jamie there. Oh, he makes slight contact there with Fernando Alonso as he exits onto the track. And, I think he's made slight contact there with Fernando Alonso. Might have given Fernando Alonso a bit of damage, but who knows at the moment. But Charlie seems to be on the defensive side at the moment, because Harry is looking to be gaining. He seems to be the fastest man on track at the moment out of those two, but Preston is right behind this. So once Harry and Charlie start fighting away, Preston can invite himself through and maybe start fighting these two to maybe overtake and get that P1.
And of course, the more these two fight and the more Preston comes into it and the three of them fight. Oh, what's happened? George got the overtake potential on Sergio Perez, but he's had to dive into the pits. So gone down to P13. I'm not sure if that was what you were trying to say there.
Yeah. Now I don't know what's going on now. But as Preston, I think he's just spun. Yes, he has spun, and this is crucial for the championship. He's down in P5 right now.
Oh!
Lando Norris has gone into the back of Preston and has lost his full wing. That is not a safety car, but it's very unlucky for Lando Norris. Preston trying to exit onto the track again, and he makes contact with Lando Norris.
That's got to be some rear wing damage for Preston at least. I know we can't see it, but it does exist in this game. It's got to be, surely. It was straight into the back of him.
Yeah, I'm sure he might have some form of damage on his back of the wing, but I'm sure Preston will be fine for the meanwhile. I don't think he seems to be struggling at the moment. Only time will tell at this rate to see if, if he does have damage and if he can catch back up or not. But as those three have already pitted, and so has Callum, Callum could be in the potential running of a podium in today's race.
First time for him, I believe. I don't see... No, he has had a podium. 2 podiums before, so a third podium this time around? Why not, you know?
It could be a potential threat to Preston and his championship running, because I'm sure Preston will get back up, will want to try get up into that onto the podium this race. He doesn't lose that many points to his championship rival. But talking about the fights at the moment, Harry, he is still in that 1 second range of Charlie. 5/10 is now half a second behind Charlie, and he needs to make use of this opportunity. He needs to find ways to be quicker in the sections where Charlie isn't. And I'm telling you from previous spirits during this race, I sort of tried to balance myself with a balanced setup with straight line speed, but mainly have more down on the rear, just so I can focus on that rear when I'm trying to go through corners and nail them perfectly and gain time. That's why you saw me about like 2 seconds, I think. I can't remember. I might have been 1.5 at one rate, but I was definitely quicker. And that was all down to my setup and driving ability as well.
Oh, problem in sector 1.
Bradley has spun round, and he is now spun out once again. But will Jamie catch him? Not the moment, he will not. But now Harry and Charlie in the back straight. I'm sure Harry will want to deploy ERS onto Charlie at the moment to try and get past, but he's just going to sit behind him 3/10 of a second now. He's going to break late into that corner. He goes slightly wide into that corner, and now he has to cut the chicane, and now loses that DRS that he had. I'm sure he still will have it, but he's lost a lot of time going into that corner. Braked a bit too late, and he thought he outbroke himself, should I say.
He tried to pull a Lewis Hamilton, and it just did not work. You know, Lewis is a master of late braking, and Harry, unfortunately, tried it. It did not work, and it is costing him the DRS and potentially the lead of this race.
Yeah, potentially, but you know, he was able to seem to be quicker than Charlie at some parts. But will that mistake cost Harry the potential lead? As George gets the fastest lap of this race now with a 1:33.7.
Absolutely maddening, showing that George isn't just laying back. He wants to get back up there. Currently in P14, he wants to race straight back up there and fight for this win. Whether he can in the 10 laps left to go is a whole nother question.
Yeah, that is definitely true. But I'm sure George will have the ability, and I'm sure he will have the pace as well, as he's just put that in with the fastest lap. And he is on mediums compared to most people who are probably on the hards at the moment. If I just give you so everyone apart from George, Latifi, Norris, Jamie are all on the mediums. Apart from that, everyone else is on the hards.
Well, I mean, is the longevity gonna work, or is the wear gonna cost him? Who knows?
How hard he's pushing the car, but I'm sure George is good enough with managing his tyre wear, and I'm sure with his pace, I don't think he'll need to use up all his tyre life to get past, as he has quite fast pace against all these other drivers at the moment. But Harry is currently losing so much time now. The last time I checked, it was a 1.9 gap, and now it's a 2.3 gap between Harry and Charlie. Charlie seems to be walking away with this now. Seems to be more comfortable than Harry on this track. Maybe it comes down to Charlie's setup that he has on at the moment. But, you know, yeah, I'm sure Harry will find ways to find that time in certain sectors.
I will say, we talk about, you know, Harry losing time. Preston's also losing time. The championship contender, currently at P5, that will be a major point difference.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what is it? Like, I think you get 10 points for 5th?
Yes, you do, yeah.
Well, 10 points for 5th, and then, so it'd be a 15-point difference between Charlie and Preston in today's race.
And it's already a 12-point gap as it is. So that's going to extend to like a 20-something gap, if you get what I mean. 23? Yeah. Something like that, I don't know. 27?
I'm sure it'll be certain in the 20s or somewhere in that range of the 20s. But, you know, I'm sure Preston is not over just yet. You know, there's still several laps left of this race that Preston can recover. Another safety car could potentially happen. But who knows at this very moment. But Callum seems to be doing good and holding his position well. You know, he doesn't seem to be losing time, and it doesn't seem like he's gaining time. So if anything, he's losing time to the people in front.
What I'm seeing currently with Harry is there's like in sector 1 he's kind of gaining more time on Charlie, and then as soon as it hits sort of like the sector 2 sort of range, that's when he's losing that time. 3 seconds time penalty for Bradley here. That will not go down well for Bradley at all. A very unlucky time for him. But yeah, I mean, Harry has those certain points where he can catch up, but he just falls short on those other sectors, and that's what is bringing him down. But then again, he comes into another sector, sector 3, where he's actually catching up. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so there you go then. I mean, if he's seeming to be losing time through all the corners, then it goes to show he's focused more heavily on a straight line speed setup, which is ideally the wrong approach to this race. I mean, for me, I was always constantly changing setups, constantly adjusting the wings, because I was never finding one that would turn enough into the corner, so I was always understeering, and I wanted to find one that I can find a balance between where I could turn and still have that straight line speed like you saw. I mean, I had a 1927 setup on, and it was you know, it was very good, very balanced in a way. I was able to turn the car nicely through the corners, wouldn't have to go in a lower gear to get that more extra rotation through the, for the car and go through the corners.
I know.
One thing I did find with my setup was I was finding a little bit, I was always losing a bit of like rear when I was going through certain corners, like this one that Harry's just gone through now.
But speaking of, like, Harry, he is actually catching up.
Yes, like I said, this could all be down to tyre life, but I don't know. Who knows? I mean, let's see what these two can do and fight it out for the lead. I mean, Harry definitely seemed to be a lot faster now. I mean, I don't know why that could be. He could just have maybe found ways, and he might now just only be getting used to the setup and finding ways to, you know, deal with it, but, you know, maximise going through corners, and it seems to be working to whatever he is doing with that car right now. It is absolutely perfect. He's got this straight line speed. He goes purple sector 2. I'm sure he'll set the fastest lap of the race, but we won't know until the end of this lap. He goes through this nice lovely chicane. He's 9/10 now of a second. Now a second Now, will he set the fastest lap of the race? He will not set the fastest lap of the race, but he is faster than Charlie at this very moment. And if you just give me 1 second, I can give you... So at the moment, Harry is 7/10 quicker than Charlie.
That is maddening. Also is maddening as Preston is currently fighting the other Ferrari of Carlos Sainz for the P4 position now. Carlos managing to get ahead of Preston, but Preston is saying, no you don't. I'm going to come back and I'm going to take this position eventually. I need these points. So get the hell out of my way.
But as we're talking about that, Preston did lose the place to Carlos Sainz again.
Yeah, honestly, it's showing for AIs are no pushover on this game. You know,
yeah, as I got absolutely destroyed by Pierre Gasly.
Oh,
I hope you caught that.
I did.
What actually happened? Because I don't actually have a clue what happened.
I will show you after the race, but it seemed like he just sent it straight into you. But what you could call from a refix point is you got abdification.
Yeah, it's a yellow sector 1 actually, and that was Jamie. So he's not having a good time in this race, and you know, he just seems to not be having a good time overall. But Harry, he seems to be losing time again now to Charlie.
Yeah, sometimes he's making up that time, sometimes he's losing it. He just cannot seem to pinpoint what he needs to do. But Preston now has the overtake on Carlos Sainz. Finally has it done, and that's the 12 points secured for Preston now, as Sergio Perez does either retire or DNF from this race. A very unlikely time. No safety car is looking like, so we do not have to worry about that right now. With how many laps have to go? Like 5?
Like 5 or 6 laps left of the race, and it's very unfortunate. You know, some people would have benefited from the safety car, such as Preston, and I'm sure Harry might have benefited from the safety car as well if it came out. But at the moment, it doesn't seem to be like that way, and they're just gonna have to go on with these normal race conditions. But Preston, you know, he has Carlos Sainz on the back of him at this very moment. Carlos Sainz seems to be a lot quicker through this section than what Preston does. That could be down to setup choice again or tyre life. We will not know. But Callum, he is doing absolutely phenomenal right now. He is still in P3, but he has his old teammate Preston chasing him.
Yes, and we know from past races that Callum has basically let Preston pass, because Callum has sort of thought, look, I'm not a top flight fighter this season, but my old teammate and my future teammate now is, so I'm going to help the lad out. I'm going to let him pass, which of course we would rather see a battle like season 1 vibes all over again. We'd love to see that, but maybe one day. But for now, if they come close together, I feel like Callum will let Preston pass, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can't wait for season 4. What is it, like 17? Like, it's a very short season. I know that for sure.
16 to 17 races, depending.
Yeah, so it'll be a short season, but it'll be very interesting. You know, I can't wait to see what will go, and it'll be my first full season in the DFL. I've made a couple appearances in Austria and in today's race, but you know, both of those have not gone to plan. But I have plenty of time to get used to racing people again.
I'm really sorry to interrupt, but Preston did spin out and is now down to P5 again.
And that is that's not what he needs right now, because he is in a fight for the championship against Charlie, and you know he's going to lose that position to Carlos Sainz. But I thought for a second Carlos Sainz was about to pull over there for a second, but he didn't. But Preston right now, maybe starting to see the effect of this.
George is making it past Fernando Alonso. Very sorry to interrupt, but we haven't discussed George for some time. So when I saw he's doing an overtake, I thought, why the hell not? He's now going on what I think is the inside of Fernando Alonso. A great move by George, I must say. Up to P10, back up to the points. This man's he's unstoppable.
Oh, it's a safety car!
No!
It's a safety car! And this has brought George Preston back into the fight. And I'm sure Callum will not be happy right now. he was leading his, having his nice little time out in P3, and I'm sure he will have wanted to have, stayed where it is at the moment. But people such as Charlie and Harry, I think they have missed the pits. So people who pit now, I'm sure will have a lot better time, because if, to say for example, Harry or Charlie decide to pit for some reason now, then it could be very risky for them.
What the hell caused the safety car? No one's DNF. I didn't see any spin outs.
I actually have no clue why.
It's almost like it's just the FIA's just gone bam, safety car, put it in there. No reason at all, just bam it in there. Why the hell?
I mean, I have no clue at the moment, but I'm sure Preston will be delighted to have seen those yellow flags being waved and given us a drive-through.
That's not good for George. Just pitted, in fact, for new tyres. I'm not sure what tyres, but a very unlucky time. He'll of course have to serve that once the safety car goes in, because you cannot serve drive-throughs under a safety car or VSC.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have to have a look at that. I mean, there's obviously two sides to a story, so I'm sure if he wants to try and appeal for this, he will try and get any clips to, show he hasn't done anything, and I'm sure we won't. The FIA, aka Maddie and Charlie, will do as much as they can to see what's gone on.
Can we just appreciate Charlie and Harry have pitted?
Yeah, like I said, it's going to affect them really bad, because now look at this. People, Harry's come out nicely in he came out in P4. Preston has decided not to pit because he thought he could maybe do a Harry in Monza and stay out on the hards, but clearly he hasn't been able to take that lead. It must have been a very big gap between those guys then, because there must have been about a pit stops ahead of Preston, because the times he spun, and it can all factor into certain things, but Preston very unlucky, but I'm sure he will get another shot at the cherry, just to maybe try and get a P3. But can we just appreciate that Callum is leading the race?
Once again, the man, the myth, the legend is, as you say, running this race. He's leading this race. Can he stay on top? I don't know. I'm going to be honest, I don't know.
I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think he will, purely just because his speed and the way he was going throughout the race. He was losing time to the leaders, and Charlie and Harry were clearly the quicker people out of those three. But I'm sure Callum will do everything he can to maybe stick in this position. It's only going to be a couple of laps for him to defend for his life, basically, and maybe hope that he can stay in front and get a win at his first win of this season, shall I say. I can't remember if he got a win in season 2, but I know for sure he did in season 1.
I'm pretty sure he did in season 2, if I can remember. I know he has got a win every season. However, it is safety car in this lap. Callum is leading the train of cars and taking them to his own speed, ready to take the absolute speed out of this Aston Martin car. What can Callum produce? And it's lights out and away we go, basically. And here we go. Callum is away, trying to build this gap as much as he can. Now, and it appears that Harry... Oh, no, I'm not sure what's happening. Carlos Sainz may have gone for an overtake. Someone tried to go for an overtake, and I kind of missed it, really.
A great start from Callum. He did absolutely everything right on that restart. Slowed him down, accelerated off when they didn't expect it at the least. But Charlie right now, he is absolutely fastest man out of these two, and he's going to try and maybe let him through. Will Callum hold him up? Who knows? Will he do a solid for his old teammate, or soon to be teammate again? But Callum will have to do everything to hold him up for as long as he can. And look, you can literally see that Charlie is literally going to have to come off the throttle. But as he goes down the inside, they make contact. Charlie almost goes round. He imagines catch it, but where did Callum end up? He ended up in P2, but Harry now invites himself through. Harry's sitting back there for a second, but oh no! Oh, and Harry tried going for an overtake, but Callum closed him off there for a second, but as he goes wide, Harry invites himself down the inside, and Harry, he almost went round there for a second, but was able to hold it in place, and now he sets his eyes on the man Charlie.
And what a battle that was, and what a battle this will be. Can Callum come back? It's looking like he's losing a bit of time, but Preston finally gets the overtake on Carlos Sainz now. But we know that Carlos Sainz does battle back. We've seen it many times this race.
George has been spun out.
Oh no, there's chaos all around George. Gone, and once again, but he's battling away with Nicholas Latifi. The last time you're going to see him in this game will be Abu Dhabi, because Goethe's gone from F1 now. I'm heartbroken as well. Don't worry, but we're going to head up to the top now. Carlos Sainz is P6, so Preston doesn't have to worry about that anymore. All he has to worry about is getting past Callum. But will Callum just let him past?
Yeah. I'm sure Callum might give him a bit of a fight, but as those two are on the hards, so I'm sure it'll be interesting to see what Preston can do against his old teammate and, again, soon-to-be teammate next season. Can
we just appreciate this is basically team versus team? This is Harry and Charlie, one team in Season 4, versus Preston and Callum, one team in Season 4. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, oh yeah, I've got Harry and Charlie are going to be in teammates in, I think, Red Bull, isn't it?
Yes, and Red Bull. Yeah.
That'll be the first time since we've seen them together in Seasons 1 back in Jeddah.
I know, it's incredible. I was saying earlier, how are they going to work together, knowing that?
Last lap, as Harry now, he is trying everything. He is desperate to get the swing. Will he get the line? Will he get the win? And it doesn't seem to be that way. And it's Charlie who will cross the line by the skin of his teeth. But Harry gets the fastest lap. But Charlie wins the Suzuka Grand Prix. And Callum will, for the first time since, I can't remember now, but he has got yet again another podium. Preston finishing in 4th. And that's it.
What the hell is going on with Bradley right now? I'm seeing a 5 second, a 10 second, a 10 second, a 5 second. There's so many penalties being dished out to the guy. A 20-second penalty to George. Bloody hell. But what a great race, people. I hope you enjoyed that. The final battle between Charlie and Harry came so close. It was like old Red Bull vibes back in Season 2 with Carl and Harry. It was like, oh my word. But Jamie crosses the line, and that is the end of the Japan Grand Prix. And your driver of the day goes to Mick Schumacher. Get him out of here. We don't like AI as the driver of the day. We'll see you at the podium. And here we are for the podium once again. Charlie walking out to take the win. Of course, Harry on his left again. Callum on his right. Charlie will be basking in the glory, but this is only another step towards securing the championship for him. He will now lead this championship even more. Preston will be happy. There's a sprint race left in Brazil, but we have 3 Grand Prix left. The championship is wrapping up, people, and as Charlie takes another win, is this another step to him concluding this championship fight? Who knows? And here we are for your leaderboard. To make it very brief, Charlie takes the win in P1, Harry takes P2, Callum takes P3, Preston takes P4. Then, unfortunately, Bradley P15, George P16, and Jamie P17. And Peter, unfortunately, being here, DNF'd. A very unfortunate time. But what a great race. I hope you all enjoyed. This has once again been DFL with the Japan Grand Prix over and out. We'll see you next time in Netherlands. Goodbye, people.